Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Friday, July 3rd, 2020. That means it's the day before the 4th of July, Independence Day. So it's a very special 4th of July themed episode. How you boys doing today?
That's right. It's the go home show for 4th of July. Look at us. Look at us. We're dressed up.
How are we doing? Hard Factor News on YouTube.com. You gotta subscribe. You gotta see Pat. He looks like an All-American Roger Stone. If you morph
That's true.
Don King and Roger Stone.
Pat looks like if Dr. Seuss had like an American orgasm.
He's brandishing looks like a real gun.
It does look like a gun.
I'm doing the show with my firearm in hand to celebrate my right to carry in my own home in America.
Number two, Pat.
Hey, good trigger handling right there. You know, you finger off the trigger. Very smart. Very smart.
Pretty sure it's unloaded.
But yeah,
no, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Pat,
look,
you're
gun
gonna get
safety.
us kicked off YouTube.
Firearm safety, everybody. Take it seriously. Don't play around. All right, we're getting ready for the 4th of July, so it's Friday, July 3rd. A lot of people probably aren't working today. Hopefully, you're just fucking like sitting out by a pool grilling right now, doing something really fun. But if you're having to work, you'll be done soon, and you're about to be drinking, partying for the 4th of July. So what we're going to do today is we got a little bit of history behind why we celebrate Independence Day, you know, what it means. And then we have some games after that. We'll talk about the ideal 4th of July, and then what are the best songs, the bangers to be playing.
Top 10 4th of July songs, boys.
Yeah, let's call it top 10 4th of July songs in a perfect 4th of July fantasy draft too.
Exactly.
So.
Yes, 4th of July fantasy draft coming up Saturday. 4th of July on a Saturday. Hot dog.
Which kind of sucks. So hopefully you have today off Friday, but if not, you know, beg your boss to get off at noon. So I'm up first, boys. The history of Independence Day. So you guys want to know? Do you know anything about it?
No, please tell me
nothing.
everything about it. Yes.
Educate me and tell me why.
Take your time. Take your time. This is important stuff.
I bet you know a little bit about it. The Independence Day origin is the 4th of July, 1776. And that is the date that Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence. I bet you guys at least knew that part of it.
Say it again.
Yeah. I call it the DOI when I want to throw a breeze if I want to talk about America quickly. Is that the day that John Hancock laid his John Hancock down that same day?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe that was the signing day.
Yeah, he dipped his pen in the ink a couple times that day, if you know what I mean.
He did. John Hancock actually had no part in this at all besides his signature, pretty much. Famously, the Declaration.
There.
He was
right
there.
place, right time.
He's the Bruce Buffer of 1776.
Yeah,
he's just
he didn't do much else besides that. It was famously authored, the Declaration of Independence. Now, this is the document that American Congress wrote to say, hey, King George, fuck off. We want to be our own country. So
the original title was Suck Our Dicks, England. But I'm glad they went with DOI.
They pulled it back. Yeah, they thought that was a little too over the top.
Suck our free dicks. I'm sorry.
They pulled it back.
Get that historically accurate.
Yeah. So it was famously authored by Thomas Jefferson. Everybody knows that. But also John Adams and Benjamin Franklin, which is like, that's a power lineup right there. That's like if you were to have all the top 3 directors direct the same movie like this year.
Yeah, that's like if Hogan, Macho Man, and Andre the Giant were on the same 3-man Survivor Series team. That's like, yeah.
Do you think
2 other authors,
but
nobody remembers who they are.
Yeah.
Do you think the other 2 dudes rip on Franklin for never being president? Like, do you think that's like a point of contention in hell
Franklin was
or wherever they are?
Franklin was too cool to be the president.
No, Franklin had more fun than any of those guys. No one ever ripped on Franklin because they all wished they were him.
Yeah,
he was like, thick too.
They were like, yeah, he was, but he like knew how to move it, obviously, because he did a lot. So it happened about a year after the start of the Revolutionary War. So we shot, there's people, the Continental Army was already going after the Brits, but not everybody wanted to be totally independent. But these 3 guys plus 2 others wrote the Declaration of Independence, and that's what we adopted. 4th of July, 1776. They voted. Funny thing, they voted for the Declaration of Independence on July 2nd. So John Adams thought that July 2nd was going to be like the day. That was the Independence Day. He thought that it was going to be July 2nd, but they adopted it on the 4th So that's the day that America accepted as the holiday. And so John Adams, for the rest of his life, he was a sourpuss at 4th of July parties.
Oh,
He wanted it to be the second.
He turned up on the second and had a hangover going into the 4th and hated it. I say make it the whole week.
He had shirts printed and everything. That's tough. That's tough for him.
He's got a catchphr's.
It's so tough.
He's telling girls at the bar, he's like, something big is going to happen on the second. Just trust me. I got no people.
It's so tough for him too. He's like the original sort of Massachusetts politician. And Massachusetts was the first state to make the 4th of July a state holiday. So everything, I mean, and then John Adams died on the 4th of July, same day as Thomas Jefferson in 1826. So he was haunted by the 4th of July his whole life, even though he was one of the authors of the Declaration of Independence.
That was like one of those manifest destinies, like predetermined, he was going to die on the 4th.
Yeah, probably have a broken heart.
Yeah.
Well, really, that's how what the reason I bring that up, guys, is because I want to point to you how powerful the 4th of July really is, right? I mean, America, the red, white, and blue. I mean, look at the way we look. It's amazing. YouTube.com/HardFactorNews. And it's just, the 4th of July, it's where all that power, it's the day where you celebrate all that. Like Canada Day for Canadians.
Yeah.
For America.
No, hold on.
I might die on the 4th too, though, Pat. What are you thinking?
Well, look, nothing against our brethren and sister of the North, because everyone knows Canada's my second favorite country, but I don't know if I'm going to be a little bit nationalistic here. I don't know if I like you comparing the 4th of July to Canada Day.
I just wanted to say it because Happy Canada Day, we missed it on July 1st. So
Happy Canada Day on July 1st. But I don't think you can compare anything to 4th of July. Yeah.
Well, I was saying okay, whatever.
Chill out, John Adams. We're talking about the 4th of July here, which I might die on for not sadness, the opposite of sadness. I might.
Heart attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Well, that's really a threat every day.
Happiness. Yeah.
I'm not putting that evil on you. I'm sorry. Happiness.
It'll be in front of Pat.
Hey, Mark. I'm bringing my firearm, and I'll bring the defibrillator.
Shoot the heart attack out of me.
Look at that wood grip you got on that thing. My goodness.
Shoot him back to life. Well, it's a German gun. I'm sorry.
It's a little guy.
It is.
It's a little guy. It's my little James Bond.
It is a fancy. It is a nickel finish with a wood handle a black.
It's got the rubber grip, black rubber grip.
Rubberized.
Very good weight fancy. To it. It's a good weight to it.
It looks like a PP7.
It's exactly. That's what it was modeled after. Will, it was modeled after PP7.
What a good gun.
What a James Bond man.
Yeah.
All right. So the 4th of July, back to America. By the way, throw that gun in the fucking trash.
What
English shit? The 4th of July has always been time for celebration of leaving England because we got our independence away from them. Whether it was General Washington, I'm talking about George Washington, the first president, the only one who wasn't elected, but he was selected. He used to double rum rations for the Continental Army every 4th of July because it was such a badass day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Triple them. Double them, triple them, quadruple them. Yeah. I got those rations in. Let them have their rations.
A couple more barrels of mead.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the first way that Americans were turning up for the 4th of July. And then the first two political parties, the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans, they started giving out free food, drinks, and fireworks at campaign events on the 4th. And that is the day where Americans have always been supposed to be, celebrating, as kicking ass together with Uncle Sam as a fucked up American family.
You really got to feel for the early Secret Service when they're giving away fireworks at campaign events. That just makes the job a little tougher, but it also goes to show you Secret Service was not invented then, guys. I know. Okay, I don't want any hats.
I'm getting excited. Today's July 3rd. We're so close. Well, it's so close.
Yeah, it's just a policeman in 1780.
Pop off right now.
I mean, let's get it going. I mean, this can be a train rolling scenario. We can get it going and then keep it rolling.
Yeah. Well, so the 4th of July it's not only about our independence from Britain. Okay, in 1870, after the Civil War, Congress finally made the 4th of July a federal holiday.
Yeah,
that's the same year we had our first black congressman. So not only is Independence Day a celebration from the freedom of Britain, like I was saying, it's also a celebration from moving on from the slavery and Confederacy era of the United States. And Not only that, on top of that, the 4th of July became one of the first 4 original paid federal holidays 70 years after that in 1941, along with Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's. So it makes it not only moving on from the Confederacy, but also a huge win for workers' rights in America as well. It's just
what a day.
It really doesn't get better. It doesn't get any better than the 4th of July.
Now,
certainly takes a shit on the 2nd of July.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Adams. Sorry, John.
Just dominates the 2nd.
Does that paid thing apply to contractors or just full-time employees?
No, paid holiday, employees. My friend. Everybody's got to be off. Look, you can't have people working on that day. If they are, they're probably making a time and a half, and that's probably like an OSHA standard or some shit.
Time and a half, at least.
Another great American institution, OSHA.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Everything about Independence Day, the 4th of July, is incredible. If it's awesome and it's from the United States of America, it's being celebrated with cold drinks, hot dogs, fireworks, and nice weather. And
tell the story of the 4th of July again, Will.
That's the history. That's the history.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I really enjoyed that. I learned more there than 3.5 years at college. All right, guys, let's get into our 4th of July fantasy draft. Guys, this is for your perfect 4th of July and all the accoutrement that you need to make it happen. Let's get into it. This is the type of thing, guys, that I want. I want to make Ben Franklin's balls shake with our selections here. Here are the categories.
That's tough to do. He lived
a life.
Yeah,
he lived a life.
Whew.
Yeah, don't put that on us.
We could try, but we're gonna fail. But
I mean, obviously, you can't impress John Adams. So he's out. But Franklin will try to impress.
Yeah.
Fuck John Adams, that sour puss. Who doesn't like the 4th of July? What a loser.
Imagine the balls on Franklin, just the size, the shape.
Oh yeah,
huge,
hefty,
huge.
Yeah,
and his pantaloons. He had to have some serious suspenders on his pantaloons.
Double seams.
His pants were so loose. He needed a lot of space. You know.
Oh man,
smelled terrible too. But
it was their prescription to hold all that in. All right, guys. First category. Here are the categories: location. So this could be a specific place, like the parking lot of a water park, great place to celebrate, or it could be like a setting, like the beach or France. Which
all right, don't give everything away. Don't give everything away.
Hold on, I'm only using France as an example though, and you'd be immediately disqualified if you did select.
It better
France,
be on American soil, buddy.
I don't like you giving things as examples.
I'll stop giving my examples. Okay, food or drink. This one's self-explanatory. And I want both a food and a drink, and you get extra points if they pair well together. Firework, anything explosive. Party facilitation device. And this, guys, is what you are using to make those hater redcoats really think about what they could have done differently during the Revolutionary War. A proverbial middle finger to King George cuckold face. An example would be, well, I'm not going to say, but we get it. Like something cool to bring to the party, get the party going.
Right.
To determine the order, guys, I looked at the most well, I'm sorry, what was your question?
Just before we get going on the order, Pat, real quick, I would say that the one place that you could have the celebration location besides America would be Britain. That would be the one acceptable.
Oh, that would be really crushing the haters.
That's rubbing it in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
that would be the
on their home turf.
That would be the one place you could do it.
Sorry, Andrew Parker. Andrew Parker hates this episode.
I'll tell you what.
The Pommies aren't happy with this one.
Yeah, if I'm partying in Britain, I'm making sure wherever I am, it's the sovereign United States for the day, right in the middle of their fat country.
I love Britain 364 days of the year, but not on the 4th.
Not today.
I'm sure they have a day like that for us too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Several. That's just 365 days a year.
Sorry, we lost it day, where they just sit in silence. Retracing their bad steps.
This show is why they hate us. This braggadocious attitude.
This is America,
Yanks.
Mark. All right, guys. So to determine the order, I've looked at the most popular American names of the last 100 years. Okay.
Okay.
William, which ranks 5th as the most American name, will go first. Mark, which ranks 16th, will go second, and myself, Patrick or Pat, will pick last. And as I am ashamed to admit, is
that's
the 46th.
First in Irish. First in Ireland.
46.
Yeah. Patty.
Does anyone want to guess what number 1 was?
Number 1 has got to be Chris, Joe, Steve, John, Jason, John.
James, was it?
James.
James.
We're close. We're all
right.
over.
Well, You know, my family is so fucking American. Like, if you look back through my tree, it's either James, Benjamin, or William. I bet those are all in the top 5, right?
Oh,
like,
Benjamin was up there. Yeah, Benjamin was up there. Okay, guys, Will, you're kicking it off with location. Where are you spending? Where are you drafting your perfect 4th of July?
Well, I'm glad I got to go first because it's really setting me up. The location is a stadium in the U.S. of A. Whether it is a baseball game, a soccer game, a rugby match, whatever kind of summertime act. I could be watching cricket as long as I'm in the USA with a good crowd around having fun at a stadium on the 4th of July. That is my ideal setting.
Weird call.
It's great. I like it.
Weird call.
We went to the 4th of July Nationals. Will's wearing a Nationals hat, the first ever.
Yeah, the first ever 4th of July is at the Nationals. Also, I've probably spent more 4th of Julys in stadiums than any other location in my lifetime.
Sounds like Pat needs to get to some stadiums. Now, obviously, tough year for that, but if we ever recover, Pat, maybe you should get to some stadiums.
Right, okay. I didn't know we were talking about
like 5 or 6 4th of Julys in stadiums, and they've all been
Well, I can top that, Will. I can top that, Will, and I think that you've been to this location probably as many times. You're just refusing to admit to it until now. Your friend's backyard that has the nicest backyard. That's where I would like to have my 4th of July parties with my friends in an indoor, outdoor patio, outdoor scenario with a little bit of water activities. But whoever has the nicest backyard and is willing to host, that is my favorite location for a 4th of July.
Now,
nice house party.
Lots of advantages. I'm still taking my stadium over that, but
I've been to like 5 or 6 4th of July house parties with you. So
you're right. Stadium and house parties probably on equal footing in terms of my experience level.
All right,
guys. Pat? Well, get ready for the best because I'm going with the Hollywood VFW Hall Post 43. It's been described by the Wall Street Journal as Hollywood's hottest private club, and it is a Veterans of Foreign Wars post, baby. So it combines my love for exclusivity and celebrity with my support for the troops. You better believe that the party's going down in VFW Hollywood Post 43.
How do you get into VFW?
Well,
how do you get into a stadium, Will?
You have to be a veteran, I think.
No, you can be the guest of a veteran. I'm going to figure it out. Okay, I'm going to figure it out.
VFW also a pretty decent horror movie from last year. About veterans from foreign wars in a future dystopia. But is this all indoors? Is this all indoors?
I'm sure there's an outside area. I don't know. Look, I've just always wanted to go. They built a really dope VFW hall in Hollywood.
You gotta be outdoors on the 4th of July.
So not only that, but I was wondering before this started, is this COVID or not? Because
apparently it isn't.
Well, if it's COVID, you can't do a stadium, Will.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I would have thrown me in the garbage right away. But
yeah, no, it's not COVID related. This is
let's kick it to food or drink. So Mark, because there's snake draft in it. Mark, you get to go next first. Food or drink?
We're doing food or drink. Okay. Obviously a personal case of ice cold beer in a cooler. I'm talking Bud Heavy, and if I'm gonna go with a food to pair it with, I'm going to go with a great medium rare cheeseburger over the hot dog. I want a couple cheeseburgers with my case of Bud Heavy.
Wait.
Yeah, food and drink.
So you got beers, but what was the food? You can't take burgers and
cheeseburger.
dogs.
No, I'm saying I'm taking cheeseburger, and I'm doing the tactic of saying already I'm putting hot dogs down.
Oh, I see.
I'm putting hot dogs down, and I'm taking cheeseburger over hot dogs. I'm getting a cheeseburger and a Bud Heavy. Cold though. You gotta have like a koozie. You gotta have like a koozie or one of those like aluminum, things because you don't want it to get hot. But 12. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. What's the fat content on that burger that you like, Mark? You like an 80-20, like a 70-30?
I like them thick. I'll do them thick, and I don't really care on the 4th of July what the fat content is, but I want them a little thick and I want them a little pink.
I want
that 80-20, bro.
80-20 is the perfect ratio.
There you go.
All right, guys, I'm up next. For my drink, I'm going mint julep.
What is this, a horse race?
Whoa!
Yeah. Hell yeah, guys. Here's why. The julep's main ingredient is a uniquely American spirit in bourbon. And also the mint's not bad. Food to pair with it, I'm going with a Nathan's Frank. Here's why. A, hot dogs, most American food there is. 4th of July, Coney Island competition down there. Also, Nathan's Frank includes 2 of the top 100 most American names, with Nathan at 58 and Frank at a respectable 41. Nathan's Frank's mint julep. Beat it, William.
Well, Cheeseburger has 2 of the most common nicknames, Cheese and Burger.
That was
what? What?
You didn't have any friends growing up named Cheese?
Yeah, no. Those were solid picks. I gotta say, you guys put me in a fucking corner with this. Because you got burger and beer, solid. Mint julep, weird but American, and then Frank's, obviously 4th of July, the hot dog eating contest. Yeah. I mean, you really, Mark. I know you were.
What's left?
You were poo-pooing the Franks, but really, Frank's on the 4th of July of any day.
What's left, Will?
If any day, the Franks really play. Okay, what's left? I'll tell you. I'm already at the stadium. You know what I'm getting at the stand. I'm getting a stadium margarita and a stadium nachos.
You're going Mexican on the 4th of July? Now, that is like one of my favorite pairings of all time.
I'm in the stadium.
Margarita and nachos.
I can't get a burger. I can't get Frank's. Obviously, I got to get my big frozen. You know what? You get 2 at a time. So you go back to the seats and you black out in your seats, and then you take a little nap, and then you wake up a little bit later. You go back. You get a couple more margaritas. You go back to the seats. Double nachos, double margaritas in the seats at the stadium.
364 days out of the year, I'm picking your choice, Will. I'm not picking your choice.
That's about as good as like Goldschlager and sauerkraut. That's about how American that combo is there, Will.
When you're in the stadium, I'm in a more American setting than you are. Well, no.
What about your friend's backyard?
Maybe not. Okay, not.
Or VFW Hall in Hollywood.
Yeah, or VFW Hall.
I'm not going to claim more American than VFW, but backyard, yes, more American.
Yeah. All right. Let's take it to firework. I believe. Mark, you kick it off? Well, Will, we'll get back to Will. I kick it off. Yeah. All right, firework, guys. I know this is an unpopular take, but I'm going Roman candle. The Roman candle, which I don't like the name, okay? I don't like the name. I wish it was the American candle, but it's not. What am I going to do? It does have a great history, though, guys, because the Roman candle was originally a torture mechanism whereby Christians were set ablaze for the amusement of Emperor Nero. And I can't think of a better way to torture the terrorists than by shooting flaming balls of fire at my friends in the backyard from a safe distance.
Yeah, Roman candle's cool.
Yeah, let me help you out there, because, I mean, I don't want to play on your side, but it was one of my top choices. Roman candle, you can also, like you said, if you're bold, have a war with them, with your buddies. You can also aim at the same thing and see who's more accurate. You can also try to make a shape. If everyone has a Roman candle in their hand and they light it at the same time, awesomeness ensues.
Well, it's like taking a sparkler. Except like, whoa.
Well, on steroids.
Except it shoots.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that 4th of July when I drove up to Phantom Fireworks in Pennsylvania and then drove back and you guys were drinking beers on the basketball court? We just dumped the box in the middle of the basketball court and had a fucking fireworks fight?
Yes. I do. Don't recommend it to people that want to keep their eyeballs, but yes, of course, I remember.
No,
you will get hit with the Roman candle from time to time. Also, the little, like, what was the little M80? What were those called?
Bottle rockets.
Bottle rockets, yeah. No, that's even more dangerous. A bottle rocket war, because
bottle rockets will fuck you up if you're.
Yeah. You got to have protective eye gear if you're doing bottle rockets. I think it's on you, Will.
Oh, it's on me, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm already at the stadium, fellas, drinking my margarita, eating my nachos. What happens when my team scores? Fireworks, baby, inside the stadium. Fireworks going off right above my head.
Oh, yeah.
Stadium fireworks are one of the best fireworks. You want to know why? Because you're always close to where they're setting the fireworks off, and they go off directly above, like, wherever you're fucking sitting. So when you're in the stadium, you always have a great look at the fireworks automatically. Every 4th of July, one of the best places to watch the fireworks in every single city, town, wherever you're at, stadium.
It's one of the best. The best is mine, and it is the city's fireworks show, specifically the grand finale, preferably with a lakefront view. That is better than a stadium. Stadium's good, but the city puts on better fireworks, more expensive fireworks.
Usually
longer.
The stadium's looking at them.
I'm not a fan.
You know what? I'm taking my spot with the lakefront over the stadium, surrounded by a bunch of people because I could move around. It's got to be outdoors. It's got to have a lakefront view, and it's got to be the grand finale of the city fireworks.
I got bad memories. City fireworks, just bad memories. Not.
You
not
guys lost my late dog Bentley. May he rest in peace.
That's right.
He was like 2 or 3 years old. We lost him for like 2 days.
Got off the leash. He broke through the leash. We found out after the fact that dogs like some VFWs not
fireworks guys.
Yeah.
We were more
fireworks guys.
Yeah. The cop told us, he's like, "Why did you bring a dog out here?" Obviously, this is the day that most dogs.
They wanted to get laid. Bentley was very cute. He was like 2 years old at the time. He was very young.
I didn't want to bring it up at the time, Will, but I blamed you for not having a full body harness. That neck collar. I don't know.
You blamed Will for
You blamed me, who was at work.
I didn't say
took my dog to a fireworks show. You
I just want to show him a good time.
Who was working. And then you took
now it comes out. Now it comes out 15 years later.
I figured enough time's passed.
You blame me. That's
enough time.
That was on me.
And then when we drove around for 2 days, 48 hours straight, and you got mad at me for wanting you to help because it was too much for your schedule, because it was just too much for you to help me look for the dog.
I don't remember that part.
Fireworks show. That was just too much for you, Pat. Oh my God, it was.
I don't think that was a thing. I think you're misremembering.
It was definitely a thing, Pat.
Revisionist history. Okay, who's up next?
Not a lot of sleep in that 2 days.
Yeah, party facilitation device.
You remember because you were with me in the car. I took a nap.
I took ownership.
I
took ownership, and I paid my penance by helping find the dog in its entirety. Yeah,
we all remember, Pat.
Well, the dog was better for it. A lot of character on that.
Yeah,
couple
he
days
lost
weekend.
all of the things on his paws because he was running through the woods.
Yeah, he rubbed his paws raw because he was so scared.
And then the guy that he went to like a house in the woods, and the guy who like the family that found him, the guy wouldn't even come out and say goodbye because he bonded with Bentley.
He wanted to steal my dog from me.
Yeah, and but before we found him, which we did, I think it was like for tips of people who lose their pets, we printed flyers and brought them to like the SPCA or whatever.
All the way.
SPCA helped us.
Color flyer SPCA
that's the best thing to do.
The trick.
Corner flyers don't work. Do the SPCA.
Just saying. You might want to get a body harness.
Before we found him, remember we got a tip that someone was like stealing boxers, and we went to like this crazy neighborhood where there was like all these
we went down to the trailer
pens.
park.
There was dog pens in the backyards and stuff, and people were like, you better get out of here. If you knock on Betsy's door, they'll kill you.
That's a good looking dog. You're never getting him back.
We found the underbelly of Charlottesville, Virginia, where there's like dog fighting and like just like trailer people, and like it was interesting what we discovered.
Back to the fantasy draft, boys.
Right, okay.
Final one. Back to Will for kicking this one on. What is your favorite or ideal fantasy 4th of July party facilitation device? Gets the people going.
Yeah, this one was pretty obvious too. I'm at the stadium already. I've had my firework display. And what am I going to do? I'm going to get blackout drunk in the parking lot, and then I'm going to get driven home in a limo or a party bus from the stadium.
Good call. That's a good one. I like that.
Limo and party bus is good. Yeah.
Mark, where are you at?
I need an outdoor speaker for my outdoor party with my friends in the backyard. I need a nice speaker system, and that's what I'm going with, because the songs, which we'll get to in the next segment, have got to be playing nonstop.
I really was going to bet out that you were going to go baby pool.
Well, the baby pool is going to be in the backyard, but if I have one thing to choose, I have to have the speaker over the baby pool. The baby pool is going to be in that party, as is like an outdoor table.
This
for
is a
flip
real
cup
shame you didn't pick
stuff.
stadium, because that comes equipped with speakers.
But you don't get to choose what's played on those speakers, Will. You hear like a bunch of bullshit stadium songs.
Yeah, but
you're going to want to leave that stadium at some point. Yeah, exactly. A kid toucher wrote that, Will.
You have to listen to Freddie Fingers, Pervo. His Freddie Finger was his name. Anyway, guys, I'm up. I'm going a little niche here, but it's a dual functionality party facilitation device, and that's the Bug Assault. What is the Bug Assault, you may ask? It is a plastic gun that you fill with salt, and it shoots a buckshot-like shot at flies, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. And it's two functions: keeping the bugs away from you, well, creating hours of good time with you shooting those flies. You can have competitions. It's a delight. If you haven't checked out the Bug Assault,
No,
it's good. It's a fun time.
You had the bug assault at last year's first annual of our 4th of July thing, and we were very inaccurate. We hurt ourselves more than the flies because the salt bounces off and hits you in the eye.
It's like rat shot made of salt, right? And
yeah,
exactly.
It's not that great.
Well, it's fucking awesome, but don't worry, Mark, because bug assault's out this year. Sig Sauer is in.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh wait, so you're just gonna actually shoot 9mm?
Just shoot the flies.
At the bugs?
Yeah, just
They're
shoot
gonna be
the
half
flies.
pack bullets, half load bullets. Hey guys, that is our fantasy draft.
Wait a minute. Is that all?
Let's recap this.
Yeah,
okay.
Wait a minute.
Let's recap it. That was it.
Okay,
So
okay.
Location, Will.
Just go through your whole system, Will. Go through your location.
Stadium. Margarita at the stadium is in a nice big frozen one. You're going to get hammered on nachos, stadium fireworks, and then a limo and a party bus to take you home.
Nice. Mine's your best friend's biggest backyard party with watching the city's grand finale, fireworks, listening to music on an outdoor speaker surround sound system while drinking cold beer and eating cheeseburgers.
Guys, you know I'm at the Hollywood VFW, sitting back on a mint julep, getting down on a Nathan's American Frank, shooting Roman candles at my veteran buddies. Well, making sure no bugs are around with the bug assault.
While having bug assault accuracy contest.
Okay.
Well, that's more of a country 4th of July. Like I'd say I've shot rat shot at like possums on the 4th of July. That's pretty fun.
You gotta have the outdoor games too. I was only allowed to bring one party supply, but you gotta have cornhole, maybe some original regular horseshoes. Gotta have like a table that folds.
Nobody did cornhole
for flip cup, slip and slide
really, guys,
flip cup. Get the girls involved.
Beer pong on the
Beersby, or as some call it, Polish horseshoes is by far the best 4th of July game.
That is a lot of fun.
Polish horseshoes is the best drinking game.
So I think the best drinking game for the 4th of July is slip and slide flip cup because it involves more people and the girls. The most fun game, selfishly, Polish horseshoes is a lot more fun.
Well, Mark, you're in luck, baby, because guess who got a slip and slide for our second annual 4th of July hangout?
Wow. Nice.
That's good.
Play some slip and slide flip cup.
Most fun game for me is Beer Olympics for 4th of July because it encompasses everything.
Good point.
You could do the entire gamut of beer games.
Full Beer Olympics on the 4th of July. Can't beat that.
Yeah, that would really, honestly, if anybody had just gone Beer Olympics for all
in the backyard.
Choices,
well, I have the setting.
Cheating.
I have the setting. We've done it before in our backyard multiple times back in the day in Austin. So I changed the party supply to Beer Olympics. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, Beer Olympics is just it wins.
Yeah, it is. That's the number one. Do you guys want to hear my top 10 songs for 4th of July that I went through?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right. So number 10. Everyone get out your Spotify, start creating a 4th of July playlist. If you haven't, you probably should have already. Number 10 is Tom Petty, American Girl. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good, right?
American Girl's good.
That guitar intro? What tell me what doesn't get the people going more than that guitar intro?
Oh,
makes you want to punch a fucking terrorist in the face when I hear that.
Take it easy, baby. Make it last all night.
Yeah, It makes me want to let a foreigner know that they'll never gain citizenship into this country with me because I'm all about them American girls. You know what I mean?
The guitar solo towards the end is the second best guitar solo on this list and also just an all-timer.
What do you like better, American Girl or American Woman by Lenny Kravitz?
American Woman is not on my top 10, so for me, American Girl.
Also, American Woman by the Guess Who, originally Canadian band. Keep it the fuck out of here. Florida man Tom Petty, he's on the list big time.
All right, number 9. This one might surprise you. Kim Wilde, Kids in America. You hear that? So this song has everything that embodies what was awesome about the 80s and 80s music, which I loved the fucking 80s. I love that style of movies and music. It's got keyboards and synthesizers that until your fucking eyeballs get sliced out by rotating pyramids and with neon lasers shooting out of them.
Yeah, like a sledgehammer.
Scratching my head on this one,
Peter
Mark.
Gabriel vibe.
With the Kids in America. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Number 8, Creedence, Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son.
That's a solid one.
Yeah,
that's a solid one. You really like a song where the artist is so angry about his country, but at the same time loves it so much. That's a good one.
Spoiler alert, honorable mention for a protest song. Bruce, well, I don't know if maybe I have it in there. I'll shut my mouth. Yeah, I think I do have that in there. But if you're not listening to CCR, if you're not listening to CCR on the 4th of July, I'm not really sure what to tell you. This song about Senator's son's not going to war, probably my favorite CCR song. What about you guys?
Some folks are born silver spoon in hand, Mark.
Yeah, you got a better CCR song?
Also, some folks are born on the bayou, which is a really good song.
Or Will at a stadium, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. That's what Will's going to be listening to. Number 7 on my list is Grand Funk Railroad. We're an American band.
That's a good song. Solid jam.
Yep, written and performed by the drummer Don Brewer, which is cool because drummers don't usually get much love outside of like Travis Barker and Dave Grohl. Rob Zombie, Garth Brooks, Poison Fish, Kid Rock, Village People, Rascal Flatts, and many other bands have recorded and performed copies of the song because it kicks so much ass.
Here's what I like about this song. It's not too complicated. It just they're just out there saying what they are, and they're winning with
American band.
And that's how it was written. That's how it was written, Pat. Literally, a lot of people think it was over a fight with a British band, but it's not true. It's a fight with their manager, making them go on the road a lot.
See, they should have said it was a fight with a British band.
They should have.
That's why they would have moved.
I know. Well, that's why it's number 7. That's why it's number 7, not number 2.
You said that it was about them beefing with their manager because he was making them go on the road.
Well, just because their life was like he was like giving them shit, and they're like, "Well, fuck, this is what we do."
I no longer support this song.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah, okay, Pat.
What if it was a British manager, Pat?
The chorus,
managers.
The chorus says, "We can't come into your town. We help you party it down. We're an American band." Pretty simple stuff. Pretty good stuff. Number 6, Neil Diamond, "America," from the Jazz Singer. Here you go. That's a catchy ass song right there.
Oh yeah.
It was also the theme for Michael Dukakis' 1988 presidential run.
Went well.
Can't believe he didn't win or do at least better than 100 electoral votes with this song.
Bring up that stat and put it on your top 10.
Yeah, and then also it was also used heavily to promote the 1996 Atlanta games, which outside of that whole bomb incident and outside of that Larry Nassar character, probably the best Olympics of all time.
Yeah, sure it was. Yeah, besides the 2 horrific events.
Besides those, but we won the gold in gymnastics.
But not.
And that was Michael Johnson. That was just a great Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Kerry Strug year, right?
So much happening behind the scenes at that Olympics.
Don't watch Athlete A. It's really bad. It's really
tough.
Yeah, it's tough stuff. Number 5, Don McLean, "American Pie."
Come on.
Solid choice right there. I mean,
it's like 17 minutes long, and it takes you through the whole history of what it's like to be an American.
And
just makes you
rock
want
and
to
roll.
go back in time and just think about the greats that came before you.
You cannot help but sing along to this at your outdoor party. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing "This'll Be the Day That I Die."
It's a weird song.
This'll be the day that I die.
It's
so
written
good.
like he's some kind of Shakespearean writer or something, but it's about America, and it's like the weirdest song in the world, but also American, and it makes you just.
And them good old boys were drinking mint juleps, singing "This Be the Day."
Rye and ingredient mint julep if you make it with a twist.
And mint fell out of the tree and landed in their drink.
Right there, very American plant. But guys, that song is actually about the death of Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and the Big Boppa, unfortunately.
It's the history of rock and roll. It starts with Buddy Holly.
Don't fly Cessna planes in the winter.
Number 4, this is probably a shocker. David Bowie, "Young Americans." Bowie was not born in America, this is true, but he was loved in America.
Not only not American, English.
Yes, but Luther Vandross helped arrange the harmony for this song, and the chorus went, "All night, she wants a young American, young American, young American. She wants a young American all night." And I guarantee you that will be in your head all day. Now,
love that. Fun fact.
It's a good song.
My cousin's wife was once engaged to David Bowie.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
Yeah. True. I don't know how my cousin came back from that one.
How is he? That's embarrassing. That's a constant cucking. Just knowing that she was with David
talk
Bowie.
about it a lot more than you'd think that they would.
Is he like
that makes it even worse.
Does he carry a Bowie picture in his wallet?
No, but my cousin, her son came down to visit me last ACL, and he showed up with a Bowie shirt on. And I said, "Bro, that's a little weird."
Whoa.
That is so weird.
Whoa, no.
And she regrets it. She regrets it, and she lets him know, and now the kid's doing it.
I pointed it out. He goes, "Yeah, you're right. It is a little weird, but he's great." And I was like, "He is great. We can't."
He is. He's number 4 on this list.
That.
Number 3 on this list is James Brown, "Living in America."
That's a good song.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. This song, like most James Brown songs, brings the party to you the whole way through. If you want to not have a lame 4th of July party, throw that one on there. Put that on your Spotify. Get it going with "Living in America," please.
Living in America just makes you feel like you're walking down like a busy, awesome street in like a nice day in a sweet town, and you're just like drinking. You're drinking in public and just having a great time.
Just kind of snapping your fingers a little.
Yeah, maybe high on crack cocaine too.
Potentially. Brown. I mean, you don't know where the motivation came from.
A very American drug, Pat. So
the American quintessential.
That really is. The most.
Yeah. All right. Number 2. This is the one with the better guitar solo. Leonard Skinner, "Freebird." Number 2, 4th of July song. Yeah. This is not only a top 10 4th of July song, but it's a top 10 song, period, in the history of songs.
That one on the mix.
In its entirety, loud. I mean, it's just got the best. I think it's got the best guitar solo in the history of songs at the end.
By 2 p.m. every 4th of July, I've probably screamed "Freebird" like 5 times.
Now, you will get this in the stadium, Will. They will play "Freebird" at the stadium.
Oh, yeah. And I'll be yelling for it.
Yeah. Also a long one, and Will, great point. 4th of July is the only day that is acceptable to yell "Freebird."
I'm yelling for it like from the break of dawn.
Pat, so like the national anthem or the national animal is a bald eagle, right? So like "Freebird," It has the word "free" in it. Right, freedom, free.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a free bird. They got the bald eagle, and it just kicks ass. I want to drink 1,000 beers and listen to "Freebird" on loop from like the 2nd of July till the 8th of July.
Now, if Jenny from Forrest Gump had in fact taken her life while listening to "Freebird," would have had a different connotation. But I feel like when she was on the ledge there, "Freebird's" what brought her back, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
It was an apt song choice in that movie. Great film, by the way.
Makes me want to fly.
One of my favorite movies right there, Forrest Gump. Yeah, I mean, "Freebird," though, here's a life hack for any situation. Put the "Freebird" solo on, and whatever you're doing, you'll be able to do it for like 5 more minutes.
It
doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, no one's stopping.
You won't stop.
Plus, you'll find out who's good and bad at air guitar in your group of friends.
It's a two-way street, though. You don't want to do that when you have to do things that you want to get over quick, like firing someone. Don't put the "Freebird" guitar solo
just
on.
keep delaying
that's like rubbing it in.
Hold on,
fire them and then play "Freebird." Just get your ass out of here. You're fired. Honorable mentions. Bruce Springsteen, "Born in the USA." So I was right. I had him in the honorable mentions for his protest song. Honorable mentions: Neil Young, "Rockin' in the Free World." Honorable mentions: Jimi Hendrix, "The Star Spangled Banner," Woodstock edition. And then I'll throw in Lenny Kravitz, "American Woman." Honorable mentions. You guys have any others? Honorable mentions?
Oh yeah, Ray Charles, "America the Beautiful." That's probably my favorite song about America. And then also "God Bless America" by Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, sorry.
Yeah, you'll have to see what my number one is. Pat, what do you have?
I think you pretty much covered all my favorite America songs. I'm curious if your number one is what. Okay, I just want to hear what's number one.
Well, we're going to get to it. But, guys, I just wanted to say thank you, sincerely thank you to all our listeners out there that have supported us. We love you guys. Please have a safe and happy 4th of July and 4th of July weekend. We will see you on Monday for a new podcast, bright and early Monday morning, and for the radio on Sirius XM Power 85 at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, starting this Monday. And now, the number 1 4th of July song. It's Ray Charles, by the way.
Oh, shit.